Support WrestleTalk!
Donate on Patreon.
It is time to get hype, folks, because the Royal Rumble is just 1 week away, taking place this year on January the 27th, which just so happens to be my birthday. Honestly, I don't know which I'm more excited about. I do. It's the Rumble, because getting old sucks. It is just a long, slow slide into the grave from here on out, boys and girls. The other side of 30 is a dark and cold place. I'm certain there are wolves after me. Anyway, back to the positivity. The Rumble is here, yay! Which means we're finally going to start piecing together what will happen at WrestleMania. Now, we did a rumours video for the Rumble just after Christmas, but since then, things have changed. Oh, they have changed big time. So those old rumours, they're dead. They've been replaced with new rumours, and these are those. Anyway, I'm El Fagador Laurie Blake, and here is every single Royal Rumble rumour that I could find. Rude and Gable versus the Revival to take place. A quick one to start, because could you really care any less about this match? And I love the Revival. But honestly, this is a match that feels like it has to happen if the Revival keep getting shafted storyline is ever going to pay off properly. They need to win it as well. Because otherwise it might not be F the Revival written on their trunks, but FT WWE, and then they'll end up at All Elite Wrestling. Brock versus Braun was never the plan. Oh, we all got swerved on Raw this week, didn't we? Vincent K. McMahon, you sly old dog. Because Braun Strowman drew the ire of Vinnie Mac by flipping over his boss's player wagon in a fit of rage. How will Vince get to prom now? And because of that, Braun subsequently got himself removed from the Universal title match at the Royal Rumble. Later in the evening, it was the extraordinary man who can do extraordinary things, before getting beaten up by Kane or Baron Corbin, of course, Finn Balor, who won 2 matches, made friends with John Cena, and earned himself Strowman's spot in the title match against Brock Lesnar. So while it may seem like this was all some sudden switch, especially as Strowman and Lesnar has been advertised for quite a while now, apparently the swapsy has been on the cards for the entire time. And I do actually feel like it's a trade-up. Monster for Demon. Demon is better. Demon would be a shiny trading card. Because that nosy Parker Dave Meltzer has said that the plan the entire time has been to have Balor challenge Lesnar for the championship inside Chase Field. Hence the fact that Finn has actually won some matches the last few weeks. Who would have thunk it? Meltzer has also said that this has nothing to do with Strowman's surgery and recovery either. Strowman was advertised against Lesnar in order to sell some extra tickets, but the switch to Balor was always intended to be made. Meltzer also said that after Strowman lost to Lesnar at Crown Jewel for the vacant Universal title, Vince saw the Monster Among Men's momentum slowing and felt like he couldn't really afford another loss to the Beast. Better to just not have him in the title picture at all. Lars Sullivan to feud with Cena. This one's a bit all up in the air at the moment, but rumour has it that Lars Sullivan was supposedly booked in to have a big match against Big Match John Cena at WrestleMania 35. But after the events of recent weeks, where Lars went from lurking to leaving to being at home in Colorado after reportedly not turning up to Raw or SmackDown when he was scheduled to, after suffering what is suspected to be an anxiety attack, this whole thing is a bit up in the air. But if the Cena versus Sullivan match is still in the works and Vince hasn't cooled on the Leviathan, then the Royal Rumble is actually a great place to start building this feud, probably by dumping Cena and his luscious locks over the top rope. Hair to pay, gone tomorrow. Returns! With the quantity of injuries currently plaguing the roster, filling out the men's Rumble match may actually be kind of difficult this year. Don't even get me started on the women's one, because they're going to be calling everyone back. Hello? Is that Eva Marie? This is Vincent McMahon. Could you get your gear? Grab a towel just in case. We need you for the Rumble. But this may not actually be an issue if some of the big name stars who are currently on the bench can return to the ring, like Kevin Owens, who has been out of action for a while now, recovering from double knee surgery. Owens is expected to be back in the squared circle in time for Mania and could return as early as February or March. But with the Rumble at the very end of January, is that not practically February? So it could be possible. Admittedly, he has changed his Twitter name to Soon-ish, no doubt a reference to to the promo packages that have been playing on WWE TV forever, it feels like, which suggests that it may not be as quick a return as WWE are making things out to be. Almost as if all of those promises of a new era, the NXT call-ups and the returns were just a stupid waste of time. But you can't mention Owens without mentioning his longtime friend and sometimes rival, Sami Zayn, who is also out, recovering from double shoulder surgery. So between them, they have one working torso and two working legs. That is a match I want to see. I want to see Zayn and Owens Muppet Manning their way to tag team glory. Zayn has also been getting the video packages teasing his return, and according to PW Insider, has even been spotted down the Performance Center training for his return. And it seems like PW Insider had a wonderful safari down at the PC too, as they also spotted Fandango and a Wild Sin Cara training for returns, padding out that Rumble nicely. Someone else who isn't injured but actually just hasn't been seen on TV for a while is Bray Wyatt. Now, he's been teasing a new character on Twitter for a few months now and has only actually wrestled a few house shows in what seems to be his old character. Could they be saving the return and the unveiling of this new Bray Wyatt for a big moment, such as the Royal Rumble? Over on the ladies' side of things, there is one name at the top of the list when it comes to in-ring returns, and that is Alexa Bliss. Alexa has sadly been out of action after suffering multiple concussions, but has been on the telly box managing the Raw Women's division and now hosting her Moment of Bliss talk show, and also for some reason being caught topless in a segment that feels like it was written by someone who suffered multiple concussions. Nip slip-ups aside though, Alexa is a performer that fans absolutely love, and it'd be great to see her return to in-ring action. Bliss has said in interviews that she hopes to return soon, and the Rumble is certainly soon, but officials are naturally being cautious as concussions are a major deal. You just got to ask Daniel Bryan. It can make you become a rabid vegan. So Alexa is rumoured for sure, but it all kind of depends on how her recovery is going. The Rock! Moving over from returns from injury and whatever Bray Wyatt has been up to, gorging himself on Worlds, to legends coming back for one more go around the ring. Top of the list is The Rock, who has been long rumoured to win the Rumble and face Roman Reigns at Mania, but obviously these plans have changed because Roman's unfortunate leukemia diagnosis. However, The Rock versus Brock is still an option on the table and a pretty damn exciting match, meaning that the Great One could be a surprise entrant and an even more surprising winner of this marquee match. The Undertaker, an enigma wrapped in a mystery, wrapped in a Sudoku, something else hard, Professor Layton. The dead man is a living, breathing rumour, and it actually always pops up on these lists because we never know what he's doing unless he's hanging out with Post Malone. Word. But it is rumoured that Taker will be appearing at Mania 35 for the final match of his career, and this time he'll leave his trousers in the ring too, and that's how we'll know he's done, as his naked bum slowly descends into the stage in a cloud of smoke. Beautiful. Brings a tear to my eye. So yeah, Taker at Mania. But no one would call him Piss Taker if he also entered himself into the Rumble to, I don't know, set up a little feud for that suspected match on the grandest stage of all. I don't know. I just say rumours. That's all I do. Hulk Hogan. He is back now, brother. All it took was someone to die. So we may well see him in the Rumble, which would be a good way to hide the fact that Hogan has no doubt lost a step or two in the last few years in the doghouse. I'm so excited by this rumour. Batista. Dave Bautista has been crying out for a comeback for absolutely ages. And what better time for the animal to return than after becoming a genuine, beloved movie star following his role in Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, people who leave for Hollywood don't always go over well, but Batista returning with Evolution for SmackDown 1000 actually went down very well indeed. They even teased a feud with Triple H that straight up won't be happening now though, because Triple H had to have that pectoral surgery, but there's still tons of opponents out there for Dave. A Rumble entry is a good way to ease yourself back into the ring after your time away, and also to set up a feud in time for Mania. Batista, I rest my case. Aleister Black to enter the Rumble. Wrestling Observer said that a source had hinted that Aleister Black could be a surprise entrant in the Rumble. That is exciting news. The night before at TakeOver Phoenix, Black has a run back against Ciampa for the NXT title, and if he loses that, it kind of feels like he's probably done his time down in developmental, and rumor has it that he'll then be heading to SmackDown Live. Therefore, getting a big pop for a Rumble appearance would be a great way to debut him on the main roster and to show the world what the Dutch Destroyer can do: kick people's faces off. Drew to win. This one kind of seems a little less likely than it once did, but WWE are still actually pretty hot on old Drew McIntyre, because long ago, Vince McMahon pegged him as world champion material, and his singles run this year has positioned him as one of the main players on Raw. And before Roman Reigns had to relinquish the Universal Championship, it seemed like Drew could be the one to topple Roman sooner or later. But with the Beast running the place, someone more, I don't know, face-flavoured seems likely, though. That doesn't count Drew out, because there is still a good chance that the Scottish psychopath could Glasgow kiss his way to a title opportunity at Mania and really set tongues wagging. Seth Rollins wins. Now, the reason that Drew doesn't seem so likely anymore as the winner of the Rumble is because one succulent Rollins seems to be the one being positioned for the shot at Brock. Loads of backstage rumblings around Mania seem to suggest that it will be Rollins versus Lesnar for the title, allowing Seth to add Beast Slayer to his ever-expanding resume, which currently reads like a crap Tinder bio. Architect, Kingslayer, Beast Slayer, entrepreneur, live, love, laugh. First message, hey, you up? Second message, it's a dick pic. But to face the Beast at Mania, you gotta earn the shot. And the fast lane to Mania isn't fast lane, it's winning the Rumble. And it kinda seems likely too, because they've also moved the Intercontinental title off of Ambrose, meaning that Seth can continue feuding with Dean if needs be, but not over a belt that would complicate the Universal title picture. Think about it, people, think about it. That or Ambrose just wasn't as over as they were expecting. One of the two. Becky or Charlotte to win. According to Dave the Meltzer, either Charlotte Flair or Becky Lynch is likely to win the Women's Royal Rumble, earning themselves a spot in what is expected to be a three-way match for the Raw Women's Championship at Mania, with Ronda Rousey in it too. Charlotte kind of makes a lot of sense here because Becky is already facing Asuka for the SmackDown title, which apparently was always supposed to happen no matter what Paige says, and it has been reported that the match at the Rumble was initially meant to be Charlotte and Ronda, but was changed to Sasha Banks versus Ronda, so Charlotte could be in the Mania match. And how do you get into the Mania match? You win the Rumble. That's right, you win the Rumble, Charlotte. But what if Ronda interferes in Becky's match, costing her the belt, and then Becky enters the Rumble, wins and challenges Ronnie for the Raw title, thus becoming the coolest mother effer on the planet? And finally, Kenny Omega. It's not happening, but it is a rumor. Speaking of Kenny Omega, he is probably going to join All Elite Wrestling. But who from WWE should consider joining? Well, I have compiled a list for you, which you can watch in video form by clicking the link on screen now. And while you're clicking, why not give us a subscribe to stay up to date on all of the latest wrestling news? I've been El Fakador, and that was Lucha.